I filled it in. No time for that doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win, yeah. Diffuse, mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me, keep on running toes, they gon' take them. Refuse to lose, built to win, apply myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win, yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win, apply myself.
Welcome back to CTC. I'm your gracious host, Carl, and I know y'all just saw me have a 2-hour episode last night. I'm back again, and I got a special guest with me, and we're here to talk some Michigan State football, y'all. I know y'all heard me talk about MSU and the Big Ten preview last night. Went over the whole Big Ten conference. If you haven't watched it, please check it out. I know I was watching in pieces, watch it while you're washing dishes. Listen to it while you're washing dishes, while you're taking a shower. Could be washing your car, whatever you're doing, just listen to it while you doing something. You ain't gotta sit there and digest it like that. But I just ask that you give it a little listen. And I know certain teams are gonna kill me. Hey, look, I'm ready for it. I got killed by Louisville last year, as I mentioned a bunch of times. I said my apologies. I got killed by Rutgers. I got killed by a lot of teams. But you notice when you perfectly predict the schedule, or you predict the schedule right, they don't never say, hey, look, my bad, I was tripping. But it's all good. It's all love. Before I introduce my guest, I got some shows to introduce to y'all. We got the main show featuring Tomo, Dave, and Joe, which just went live. Just went off 30 minutes ago. They previewed Las Vegas Raiders schedule. They've been doing NFL previews for the past 2 weeks. We have RBO Vaughn coming up next around 9:30. He does NBA topics. He's going to go over the Olympics. He's going to be comparing, I think, this year's team to the 08 and 04. You can correct me if you're in the comments. We have Dave's Doghouse, who also had a 2-hour episode yesterday where it's highlights and lowlights of sport. He makes dogs and put dogs in the doghouse. We have BWT, Baseball with Teddy, which shout out Teddy. Hey, Tigers coming off that sweep against the Mariners. Guess who we play next? We play the Yankees. We play the Yankees, who is Teddy's team this weekend, so that should be fun to look out for. We play them next. We have FFC Fantasy Football with Coach Coombs. Like I said yesterday, fantasy football is around the corner. It's heating up. I know some people are starting to have drafts soon. Again, if you have your draft before training camp is over, to me, you are crazy because injuries happen. Ask the Vikings. They just went through a slew of injuries. So I normally would say wait till after training camp. You got a week in between. Might as well do it then. Last but certainly not least, got Kings Talk, which was going to go live tonight. He's now going live tomorrow morning. Basically, it's in the title. Joe does Sacramento Kings talks about the draft, offseason, during the season, games, what they can do to get better, in-season moves they can make. He talked about the DeMar DeRozan trade. So anything Sacramento Kings, Joe Jordan and Kings Talk got you there. Now, last but certainly not least, we have In the Red Corner, which is a boxing show featuring Tomo, Ty, and Ricky. They talk anything boxing besides exhibitions. Don't ask for those. But anything boxing goes through them. I'm not that. I used to be a boxing. I used to watch boxing. I don't really watch as much anymore. But anything boxing goes through them. Now, it's time for me to. Well, I'm gonna read a comment because I got a comment. Then I'm gonna introduce my guest. Hey, shout out, Addy. He said, "Go green, go white, baby. Let's go." Hopefully you stick around and listen. Hopefully you like what you're listening to, and hopefully you subscribe. But now to introduce my boy, went to school with him 2012 to 2016 at MSU. He's been on the show multiple times. It's fun every time he's on the show. It's a blast. Hopefully we could preview a better season than last year that we had. It's my boy. Oh, hold on, let me get the sound effect ready. My bad. I can't do my boy dirty. Let me get this. Okay, my boy Luke. What's good, Luke?
Yo. What's good, my boy? How are you feeling?
Doing good, man. I can't wait to talk about MSU and even more than I had to yesterday. Talk to the people, man. Anything you got going on? How you doing?
Well, I'm actually in the great state of Michigan right now, so I'm feeling extra green today, and a lot of cool stuff going on at Michigan State right now. Basketball teams in Spain, which has been kind of cool to watch. Some of the new faces on that team. Outside of that, just bubbling with excitement for my Bears. So really ready to be hurt real bad again, but I'm signing up for it just like an addict does, Carl. So we about to be lit in this.
Trust me, bro. I've been with you multiple years, dealing with the Bears, bro. So I know how you get. Shoot, you seen me how I got on that day that
they're setting it up. They're setting it up, dude. They're setting it up for uber disappointment. So I'm gonna grab the bull by the horns and just go on the ride. So.
That's funny. Chicago Bulls. All right, so let's get into it. So MSU is now under a new era within the past 3 years. 2 new eras in the past 3 years. We're now in the Jonathan Smith era, coming over from Oregon State, which I think he did a really good job at Oregon State. They had 8 wins last year. A year before that, they had 10 wins. Well, I think they had 10 wins around, something like that, or maybe 8, 9 wins again. Something around that ballpark. But I think he did an extraordinary job there at Oregon State. He brings over 2 coordinators. His offensive coordinator from while he was at Oregon State, Brian Lindgren, which I'll get into detail about him later. And he brings in the defensive coordinator from Minnesota and Joe Rossi. I'm going to ask you, talk a little bit about how do you feel about MSU? Do you feel excited? Do you feel like this might be a letdown year? Do you feel in between? How do you feel about MSU before we get into it?
It's one of those years that I feel like it could have a lot of different things. There's a lot of question marks. So, like, would I be surprised if we were 4-8? No, but would I be surprised if we went 9-3? I mean, that would be a surprise, but it kind of could also go that way if we get some things clicking. I think just generally they've been hard on this team. We're good in spots across our roster. There definitely are some huge question marks, but we do have a talented receiving core, a pretty senior-led DB and cornerbacks room and secondary in general. And somehow Darius Snow is a redshirt junior. I checked today, which I don't understand. He's been at MSU for 6 years now, and I don't know how he's not at least a senior, but I don't know. Cal Holiday is going to be a beast too. So
I love Cal. I was shocked Cal came back. I was like that he was able to come back. You talk about Darius Snow. I was like,
I mean, not even just by the talent, just by how much of a crap show this whole all season or just whole Tucker thing situation. I felt like Cal was going to be gone too, but he stuck around. So yeah, I don't know. I'm very optimistic about our quarterback. That's all I say, and that's the most important position on the field. So I think he could be a difference maker depending on how well he can do. I like the coaching staff too, so we'll see.
Yeah, so I'm excited about MSU this year. Again, like you said, I'm excited about the coaching staff. I was excited about the Jonathan Smith hire. Now, as you know, if you watch the Refuse to Lose Network, he wasn't one of the 2 coaches I wanted. I wanted either Willie Fritz or Kirk Cignetti. Kirk Cignetti went in conference and went to Indiana.
I'm telling you right now, you can't go from Mel Tucker to a guy named Willie. I just got
chill out, bro.
Bro, I'm just telling you that was a non-starter. I gotta tell you that right now.
I feel you because I do the jokes who will write themselves, but he's a great coach. So I thought that would have been cool. A lot of people wanted Charles Huff from Marshall. I know my boy that I went to school with. He wanted Mike Elko, who went to Texas A&M. But
yeah, I thought that was he was on my list too.
Yeah, I saw a couple of people say that. But with Darius Snow, I think he got last year back because I know last year he got hurt.
Yeah, he did. He got hurt.
He got it back. So that could be the reason why.
But, he was always. I mean, he's always been good when he's on the field. For the most part.
For sure. I love Darius Snow. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see how Aiden Childs is. I'm excited. He does have a weapon of familiarity with Jack Rayland, so I'm excited to see how that works. I've seen a lot of linebacker depth, a lot of D-line depth in the transfer portal. Like you said, a senior lit in DB room, but I do see some guys that come in that can help us as well in that DB room. I don't know. All right, so I'm gonna ask you, how did you feel when Jaden Mangum left? Because I saw some mixed reactions.
Well, you mean to go to Michigan? I thought
no, just period. I mean, screw the fact he's in Michigan, but just period.
Well, I mean I mean, that's hard to separate for me. I hope you can tell. So I'm gonna try.
Hey, do what you gotta do, bro. If you gotta do it with both, you gotta do it with both.
But yeah, I think Spartans on Twitter kind of dragged him, and I think they let the fact that he went to Michigan really hurt. I mean, like especially in this era where so many people are bouncing around. I've seen much worse. I don't know why he got so dragged. I mean, at the end of the day, it's very simple for me. I want people playing for my team that want to be there. So it's like, if you didn't want to be there, then like, that's like the first thing you kind of have to have in order to be a good team. So if you wanted to leave, I knew there's the transfer portal. You really don't know who you have until like camp starts. So,
and even then they still might leave.
So it's really like, I was pretty indifferent about it. I mean, we lost a lot of people too. I'm surprised Brantley stuck around, which I'm excited for. I think he could have a big year potentially. He's got a little DB craziness to him, and he's kind of a character, but I think he has some raw skill. And yeah, I'm particularly excited about who we have returning, and who we added to that wide receiver room, to be completely honest.
Yeah. So my whole thing with Jaden Mangum was, I mean, while he was here, he was hit or miss. So him going to Michigan didn't bother me. He's probably he's going to probably be better because he's surrounded with more talent. I will say that, because Will Johnson's tough. I'm sorry. As a MSU fan, I have to be real with myself. Will Johnson really like that. So he's going to be surrounded with better talent. So he might be better over there. But MSU is hit or miss. So, I mean, if you feel like he's going to prosper there, fine. Good luck to him. But you won't have to see us. And that's just what it is. I love Dylan Tatum coming back.
Yes.
I love Dylan Tatum. He's like one of my favorite players on that defense besides Cal. So I was really excited to see him come back.
That's a good point. I like him too.
All right. So since we're talking about it, we might as well talk about the additions, the transfers, the returners, and the subtractions. We'll start. I'm going to start with the OC and the DC, some rankings for you. So, again, like I said, Brian Lindgren, he comes over from Oregon State. He was there from 2018 to 2023, so last year. Now, here's some numbers I have. 2018, Oregon State was 67th in total offense, 91st in scoring offense. So this is him taking over Oregon State, which Oregon State is not necessarily known as a powerhouse, not necessarily known as a good school. They have years when they could be decent, but for the most part, they're like a bottom tier Pac-12 school. 2019, they are the 57th total offense, 47th in scoring. Now, 2020, I kind of label as outliers because I don't know if I can say that word because we're live on YouTube, but you know, the illness that swept the nation, I kind of disregard 2020. They were 55th in total offense, 59th in scoring offense. Then 2021, they were 42nd in total offense, 44th in scoring. 2022, they dropped a little bit total, with 61st, 38th in scoring, however. And then last year, they were 46th in total offense and tied 35th in scoring. So I think those are pretty good numbers considering what school he was coaching for, and especially to have your best year. And y'all, if you watch the show, you know I've kind of fell off the I fell off the DJ Uiagalelei bandwagon. Not even bandwagon. I'm not a fan. So to me, to have those numbers with DJ Uiagalelei at quarterback was really good. Now I know they rely heavily on Damian Martinez, he was an extraordinary running back. I wanted him to come to MSU with Jonathan Smith, but I think these are solid numbers to have at Oregon State. Then you look at the defensive coordinator at Minnesota, Joe Rossi, who comes over. And when he took over from Minnesota, he was the interim DC. They were 54th in total defense, 59th in scoring defense. 2019, they were 10th in total defense, tied 36th in scoring defense. 2020, they were 72nd in total defense, tied 69th. But again, I look at that as an outlier. 2021, they were 3rd in total defense, tied 6th in scoring defense. 2022, they were 9th in total defense, 4th in scoring defense, and last year they were 56th in total defense, and funny enough, tied 69th with MSU in scoring defense. I think he built Minnesota to be a really, really stout and talented defense. Last year they kind of took a decline, but Minnesota, to the eye, was just a really good defense. So you talk about those guys and the coaching staff coming over to MSU, and it looks like we can build something special. Go ahead and talk about some. You can do whatever you want to, returners, additions, or subtractions, and I'll just piggyback off you. I just wanted to bring up the coaching staff.
Yeah, and I'll add to the coaching staff because the one thing that I was just like reviewing their roster earlier today, just the O-line room kind of sticks out as being a huge question mark, just from a personnel standpoint. Stanton Ramo came back, which he was a big recruit. and didn't play last year during that crazy year. And so I thought he might have gone, but he did enter the transfer portal and then ultimately decided to come back, which I thought was big. And I think the reason he did that is because of a guy that you may have not highlighted. It's the new offensive line coach that came over with a lot of the Oregon State offensive coaching staff. And I was doing a little reading up on him as well. And he's probably regarded as maybe a top 2, maybe if not the best developer of O-line talent in the country. So that just gives me confidence with the group in general, even if there's some names that we don't know on the team. So I think he, just from a coaching staff perspective, is probably one guy that will have his unit ready to go day one. Surprised you didn't touch on it, though. One of the biggest additions, Aiden Childs, right?
I gotta leave something for you. I can't say it all, bro.
That's true. Thank you for leaving me Aiden Childs. He'll be the big difference maker. Kind of a lot of pressure for a kid because like a lot of the success of the season is obviously going to rest on his shoulders with so much unknown. So if he can be a difference maker, we have a chance to be pretty good. So, I mean, hopefully.
You cut out.
Did you get back? Did you get me back?
Yeah, we good. All right, so I'm gonna talk about some losses real quick. One guy, and I touched on it actually on the show I did yesterday because I know you were a real fan of him, like you really liked him. Malik Carr was a loss. He went to University of Houston. That was a loss, but I think again, like I touched on earlier, bringing over Jake Villan, that should fill that void. I was kind of hurt when I saw this. When we lost Tyrell Henry, I'm a fan. I like Tyrell Henry. I think Tyrell Henry was a playmaker. He in the return game, if you get him in open space. We lost Tyrell Henry. He went to Wisconsin. I thought that was a big loss. We lost Simon Burrow, D-line, went to Miami University. I thought that was a big loss. So those losses, they were big. But like again, touched on some returners. Dylan Tatum, love that he returns. Nate Carter, I love that he returns at running back. I think now that you have the threat of Aiden Childs running, it opens up so much more for Nate Carter. Yeah. And Nate Carter's a shifty runner who can run you over as well. Matori Foster is going to lead the wide receiver group at wide receiver, and I'm excited to see how he does this year with Aiden. We talked about Cal Holiday. We talked about Darius Snow. Chance Rucker back there at safety as well is a nice little addition. Nice little returner, excuse me. I do like Chance Rucker. We're coming back at safeties. A little rangy. Any other returners that you want to talk about or losses?
Turners or losses. I mean, we also wanted to talk about Cal Holiday. I mean, he's a legitimate All-American contender. Am I coming in, by the way? Okay.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
So Cal Holiday, I think, is going to really be especially for so many new faces, be a guy that can be a glue guy in the middle of that defense, having so much experience. I think it's kind of a unique talent too.
Yeah, I love Kyle Holiday, man. And he makes timely plays.
Yeah, he's really smart
around the ball.
No glove guy. I love a no glove guy too.
He's always around the ball. His nickname's the Boogeyman, and it's for a reason, man. He's the one that caught the pick in the Peach Bowl, right, against Pitt.
Saved the game. I mean, they were driving to win the game.
Yep, Kyle Holiday just makes plays. It's really fun to watch. So some other losses since we got our transfer quarterback in. Quarterbacks had to leave out, and that all of them left. Sam Levitt left. Noah Kim left. Caden Hauser left. Kim went to Coastal Carolina. Hauser went to Eastern Carolina. I can't remember where Levitt went. I think Levitt went to Wisconsin or something. I can't remember.
I was surprised by the kid who went to Coastal Carolina. Not Sam Levitt, but
Noah Kim.
Oh no, the other one, Eastern Carolina.
Oh, Caden Hauser.
Caden Hauser, yeah. I thought he showed put some decent stuff on tape last year. I thought.
Yeah, he probably left though because Aiden Childs is young and they're probably around the same class, so he knew Aiden Childs was going to have the range.
True.
So he probably had to go somewhere else to play.
Yeah, so I was more so surprised that he ended up where he did. I thought he might have been maybe getting some better offers.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm not. ECU's not a bad school. Then American.
No, it's
Americans,
not. It's not bad.
Americans considered probably the best Power 4 conference, so that's not a bad landing spot. And good luck to him. Hopefully he plays well. They had guys like Justin Hardy a couple years back. They had guys like Keith Mitchell that just came out. I'm blanking on Erlen Arms, I think was his name, a couple years ago, who played in the bowl game and beat Coastal Carolina. So they had some guys that had some NFL looks. Keaton Mitchell on my Ravens, who had a good year before he got hurt. Hopefully he comes back ready to go. But enough about that. Let's talk about transfers. So MSU has the 31st overall recruiting class, but they were 12th in the nation with transfers. Bringing in guys like we already discussed, Aiden Childs, Jack Villan. Another guy that we brought in that we didn't talk about, Kyron Lynch Adams, coming from UMass, who had 12 touchdowns for UMass last year. I think he had over 1,100. Yeah, over 1,100 yards for UMass. He brings in. I think he's a really talented running back again. I watched them when they played New Mexico State, which New Mexico State ended up making the Conference USA Championship game. And him and Tyshawn Pumachan they're just really good. They were really good together. Tyshawn Pumachan's a guy that can use his legs. Aiden Childs is a guy that can use his legs. And since Kyron would be behind Nate Carter, I think that's good for him. We also brought in guys like Wayne Matthews. Again, shout out to Flowers High School. Wayne Matthews is the Flowers High School alumni. He came over from Old Dominion. Again, I'm went to Flowers High School, so it's cool to see somebody from my high school playing football for my alumni university.
Absolutely.
We got Nakai Martinez, who comes in from UCF, cornerback. I think he brings depth, as well as Jeremiah Hughes from LSU. I'm excited to see how he does with depth he can bring to the DB room.
What about some freshmen? Any of these freshmen, if we're going to add them in as a addition category, any freshmen excite you?
I normally don't talk freshmen because they haven't played a college snap, but I know Nick Marsh was talked about as like a huge get for MSU. You probably know.
And I've heard incredible things. I've heard incredible things about him in camp too.
Yeah. So I did hear about Nick Marsh.
Really impressive.
Yeah, so I have heard about Nick Marsh. So that was a huge get. Any transfers you want to touch on, and then I'll just clean up some if you don't. Touch
the tight end, I think outside of Aiden Childs, the tight end, Vatling as well. I think is like you said, I was a huge fan of Malik Carr, who I still think is probably going to play on Sundays at some point. I don't know how he doesn't. He's like eye-poppingly a freak. That was a really good get to fill that void because I think he's just as good, but a much different skill set, obviously. Sure. But still, just from a production standpoint, will be a good replacement.
All right. So some other transfers I want to touch on. Like I was talked about earlier, we added a lot of defensive line depth. We added Ben Robert from Oregon, which kind of unproven, as well as Raquan Buckley, again, unproven, but these were highly touted guys. And then we added Jalen Satcher from Old Dominion as well, who had 15 total tackles, a sack, and a forced fumble. We bring in a corner like Ed Woods, who had a pretty decent year at Arizona State with 33 tackles, a pick, and 2 forced fumbles. And then we bring in linebacker depth with Jordan Turner, who coming from Wisconsin, had 61 total tackles, 3 sacks, 2 pass breakups, and a forced fumble. And the guy off the edge that I saw at Middle Tennessee State, because I got to watch all the conferences, Quadarius Dunnigan, who transfers in from Middle Tennessee State, 34 total tackles, 19 solos, 8 pass breakups, 2 sacks, can flash some explosiveness. So I do like Dunnigan there. So I think our transfer class is really good. Obviously, so does 24/7 Sports when they put us at 12th in the country, which is really phenomenal. And I think that really helps sway the program.
It could be top heavy. It could be top heavy, but I like the kid from UMass as well, outside of the 2 obvious ones. I think Aiden Childs was rated as the top overall transfer QB. So
I don't know about top, but he might have been like.
I think he might have been. I think he might have been, but you can check. You can fact check.
I don't know because you got guys like Will Rogers, Will Howard. I know he'd be above a guy like Kyle McCord, but yeah, I don't know about top with those guys. Riley Leonard, he transferred. I know he probably was above Tyler Van Dyke, but yeah, it's some guys I don't know about top, but he's probably top 5, probably maybe top 7. You know what? If they put Max Johnson over him, I might lose it. But anything else you want to touch on before we talk about this schedule?
No, let's get into the schedule.
All right, let's get into the schedule. So let me change my banner first because I did not. Oh, before we get into the schedule, I got to read some comments. JMO, I see your comment. I'm kind of nervous to put it on the screen because you said the word. I don't know if we can put it on YouTube, but yeah, I just know I see it. My boy Javon put the fire emojis. Appreciate you, my boy. That's a North Carolina fan. Shout out to you. I hope you watch the ACC or for at least North Carolina. You might kill me because I think I got North Carolina going like 6-6 or something like that. I can't remember off the top of my head. And then shout out my boy Joe, newly college football fan. Got him into college football. So he's a newly Texas fan. He wasn't a fan of nobody at first. One of the first games he watched was Alabama, Texas with Quinn Ewers when Quinn Ewers got hurt 2 years ago when they played against Bryce Young. And he liked Quinn Ewers. So he decided to rock with Texas. He may or may not be on the SEC episode this Sunday, 8 o'clock. But yeah, he put the laughing emojis for that joke he made about Willie Fritz. Let's get into the schedule. So, first game of the season, we have FAU at home. I have this as a win. Now, FAU is a decent Conference USA team, but I think we beat – no, FAU is an American, but I think we beat FAU. Go ahead. Yo, Luke.
What do I think about the FAU game? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it would be a very disappointing loss. Obviously, if we're gonna start out and go in trending in the direction that of a good surprising season, like we led off with the show, you kind of got to beat FAU. So, I'd bet a win there.
Hey, I see what you just sent me, and I'm just going to tell you right now, they are wilding.
See, that's what I saw. I'm just saying, that's what I saw.
Yeah, no, I see they had him second. I do agree he was above Dante Moore, but above Cam Ward, no. I don't even know this first guy, number one. No, I'm sorry. That must be based off straight potential and coming out of high school, but we're going to move on. But I see what you sent me. Number 2, week 2, if my boy Tomo is in the chat, we play UMD in College Park. I have us beating Maryland. Maryland has beat us the last 2 years. Last year, I just think last year MSU was just in a disarray. It was just a bad year with everything going on with the Mel Tucker situation and everything. Then 2 years ago, I don't even remember how we lost to Maryland 2 years ago, but I digress. I think we beat Maryland. I like I said on the show, I'm interested to see Maryland's offense now that Talia Tagovailoa is now gone to the CFL. I'm interested to see if they still try to run a bunch of those screens, how they try to attack downfield. So I'm going to go with MSU.
Yeah, I think we have a really good chance to get some early momentum going in the season. And I have a 2-0 start on the books as well.
All right. Then week 3, we play HBCU Prairie View A&M. I don't have to discuss why I think we win.
Yeah, I think we run the ball heavily in that game, and we could win that game.
All right. So week 4, we move on to your household. It's going to be a good one. We play Boston College at Boston College.
I'll be there. I'll be there rooting for my Spartans in person.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. My boy will be there. Shout out to Emma. His wife went to Boston College, so shout out her. But we play at Boston College in the red bandana game. I have us winning, but I have it being close mainly because of the red bandana game, and Boston College gets up for those games. I more so think we can control the ball, run the ball, control the game defensively. We will have to figure out a way to stop Thomas Castellanos because that boy can use his legs. We got to find a way to contain him, but I think we can find a way to contain him and win the game. Yeah,
spooky stuff can happen in that stadium. So I think that would be a tough win. That would be a good win. I think if we were able to win that game, I'd feel pretty good about the team. I'm gonna say we win that game. I'm not about to go to travel to Boston and lose, so we're winning that game.
Yes, sir. Now we move on to a tough 4-week stretch, starting with at home against Ohio State, and I think Ohio State wins. I think they beat us.
Yeah, we just need a good showing, honestly, because Ohio State has beat the brakes off us the last couple of years. Like, I just want maybe a 2-touchdown game. Is that too hard to ask for?
I'm putting 3 or 4 the way they've been beating us.
I mean, it's just been embarrassing. It's been really embarrassing.
definitely has. It definitely has. Like you said, too, 3 or 4, I'm satisfied because we've been losing 59 or whatever,
Nothing.
52,
Zip.
whatever.
Sometime like
Yeah.
nada. Yeah.
It'd be bad when we play Ohio State.
Yeah, it's bad sometimes.
Then we go on from Ohio State to at Oregon, and I was losing to Oregon as well. Since, this isn't the Big Ten Championship, I'll give you a little sneak preview. We played the Big Ten Championship game back to back. I have Ohio State and Oregon in the Big Ten Championship game, and I think we lose to Oregon.
Yeah, that's a tough place to go. I still remember when we went out there the first time. We actually played pretty. Yeah, we actually played pretty well in that game. That was Mariota's Heisman year, and we played pretty well. We played them tough. We're winning in the third quarter, I remember, and kind of fell apart and lost like a semi-close game at the end. But yes, I think we don't. I don't think we win that game either. Although that's just that depending on how the season's trending, I know very little about Oregon. I know that they're probably pretty good. So no, we don't. No chance.
Yeah, I don't have us winning that game either. And then we move on to at home against Iowa. We owe Iowa for last year. We really do.
Yeah,
but
we really do. That was a
Iowa
really
defense,
troubling game.
Yeah, I think Iowa's defense is stifling. It continues to stifle us. Yes, Iowa can't score, but if you can't score on them, it's just going to be a low-scoring game that Iowa's going to somehow win. I think Iowa beats us.
I think what can loosen up an Iowa defense is a mobile quarterback, which we'll have. So that's my thing. I think we beat Iowa.
Yeah, I have us losing. I don't think it's going to be like handedly. I just think Iowa defense probably makes some plays down the stretch and helps them.
After back-to-back losses against Ohio State and Oregon, coming home, I'm thinking we're getting up for that game, and we're getting some positive momentum going back in the season.
I hope so. I hope you're right. But we got to move on to the game that we all know we're going to get up for, and that's in the Big House against Michigan. Now,
going to this game too.
I think we got this game. I think we win. I think we beat Michigan at Michigan. Now, the people that's watching probably like, you're crazy. Michigan ain't going to beat y'all. You're tripping. My first reason, they lose a lot of production. They lose Blake Horn, J.J. McCarthy, Will Johnson. No, I said Will Johnson. Cornelius Johnson, Roman Wilson. Donovan Edwards returns, but we haven't seen him in that lead back, especially with not many other. I think a lot of teams are going to load the box against them. We don't know who's going to start at quarterback. I seen Alex Orji, but we don't know. We don't know how they're going to be at quarterback. And then defensively, they lose Chris Jenkins, Mike Turnstill, Junior Colson. They lose so much Josh Wallace, who was a surprise for them. They lose so much production. Secondly, Mel Tucker, I think his first year, he beat Michigan. Now, this is Jonathan Smith's first year. Now, you might be saying, oh, that might just be fluke. Now, listen to this. Jonathan Smith, when Oregon State played Oregon in the Civil War, they were 3-7 the last 10 years. Jonathan Smith was there for 6 years. He went 2-4 against Oregon in the Civil War against Oregon. He got key wins against Oregon, so he knows how to get his team up for a rivalry game. So with all that being said, I think we beat Michigan in the Big House.
Again, I'm going, and I don't travel and lose, so we're gonna get up for this game. I'm gonna be talking crazy stuff in Ann Arbor. Might pray for me so I don't get blindsided or something out there, but we're winning. I'm talking crazy stuff, and we're coming back. What is that? 6-2.
For you is 6-2. For me is 1, 2, 3, 5-3.
6-2, baby. 6-2. Bowl eligible.
Hey, look, I'm hoping you're right. I hope I'm wrong. All right, then we move on from beating Michigan to playing Indiana at home, where I have us winning against Indiana. Even though I love Kirk Cignetti, I like what he's building with Indiana, but I think we get the W, and I think we owe them because they prevented us from going bowling 2 years ago. Correct?
They're always just so pesky. But they give us like heart attack games all the time. So no, but we're coming in bowl eligible with a chance to control our own destiny. We're not really control our own destiny, but if we play out well, we never knows what happens with the Michigan Ohio State game. 2 losses. we're still probably in the mix to go to Indianapolis at that point. I think we're playing for something, and Indiana probably won't be at that point.
We ain't going to Indianapolis, bro. I'm gonna tell you that right now,
bro. 7-2, we got a chance.
I got Oregon going undefeated, and I got Ohio State losing one game, and that one game is to Oregon.
Well, you know what? That's just you, Carl.
All right, we move on then we go to Illinois, which you actually made me somewhat of an Illinois fan while I was in college because of your parents. But yeah, I'm so low on Illinois. I haven't beaten Illinois.
You can't be calling it Illinois, bro.
Oh, my bad. I did say that. That did slip. Illinois. My bad.
Yeah. Okay. I was. All right. We're good.
But yeah, I got us beating Illinois on the road.
Yeah. Let's go 8-2. Lots of juice. Aiden Childs is in the Heisman running at this point.
Hey man, not mad at that. So we moved from Illinois. Shout out Brandon Paul to Purdue. I'm actually super low on the spoiler makers, but they are called the spoiler makers for a reason. But I have us beating Purdue. I don't think they spoil anything. I have us getting a W.
Yeah, know nothing about Purdue, but at this point we are 8-2, and we're not losing to Purdue.
All right, and then we finished the season on a revenge game for sure. We finished the season against Rutgers, which, man, we was up 18 into the fourth quarter and somehow blew that game last year. Oh, it's payback this year. We get the W, and I have us finish 9-3, 6-3 in conference.
10-2. We're getting a New Year's Six Bowl. We might be going to Indianapolis. Let's go expanded playoff, 8 seed. Here we come.
Hey man, I hope you're right because I ain't got none of that but the 9-3, 6-3. But I'd be happily wrong. But it was funny. I started laughing when you said, "Can I see this team going 4-8? Or can I see them go 9-3?" I was like,
yep.
Yeah, my notes.
Yeah, we could definitely go. Yeah, we could definitely go 4-8.
Yeah, but my ceiling for sure is 9-3. To give a floor with this schedule, I can see us losing.
A lot of opportunities to lose on this schedule, bro. So much opportunity to lose.
I can see us losing on the road against Michigan. I can see us losing on the road against Maryland because it's on the road, unfortunately. I can see us blowing the game I can see us losing to Boston College, so that would now put us at 6-6. But I can also see us beating Iowa, which I have as a loss. So I think I'll say my floor is 6-6 and we go bowling, and my ceiling is 9-3. And we have a great year, and hopefully we get a great bowl game to have a 10-win season, and MSU football is back.
Yeah, I think we could be pleasantly surprised. We'll see. Gotta stay optimistic. No reason to be a fan and not be optimistic.
Hey man, you know my show. I gotta be unbiased. So if I see us going 4-8, I gotta be real. But I really do think our floor is 6-6. I'm gonna go over some comments real quick, and I'm gonna let you get some last words off. My dad, shout out my pops. An op. My dad's really an op. Like I'm a Pistons fan. He's a Celtics fan. Oh damn,
yeah, I forgot.
I'm a MSU
forgot about
fan
that.
And graduate. He's a Michigan fan. My mom's a Lions fan, so I naturally root for the Lions. He's a Packers fan, so my dad's an op, but he says go blue.
Oh my god, it's like the Holy Trinity.
Oh yeah. Oh, he's an op to you too. Tomo says 2-0 with the face emoji because yes, Tomo, we beat Maryland, and I like my Chipotle with double chicken, brother. Teddy says, "Hey yo, hey bro, I know what that's from. Relax." And then Tomo, because I said I could see us losing to the Terps as a floor, put losing to the Terps, and then I think that's supposed to be the handshake emoji. Not gonna happen, bro. Like I said, I like my Chipotle with double chicken. Luke. Appreciate you for coming on the show today. Any last words before we sign out?
Nah, I'm sorry that my Wi-Fi is a little bit spotty up here, but hopefully you guys could hear me. Come talk to me when we go 10-2 and are in the New Year's Six Bowl game. We might be going to Indianapolis. Aiden Childs for Heisman. Nick Marsh is going to be an All-American. And good vibes. Bears Super Bowl, going to the Super Bowl too. So I think this is going to be the first year of the rest of my life, and I'm looking forward to it.
All right, so I can't agree with you with the Bears, bro. You know I want the Lions to go, so gotta get you out of the paint with that one. But my final words, like I said, man, appreciate you for coming on. I would happily be wrong if we go 10-2, 6. I mean, it'll be 10-2, 7-2. You know, definitely gonna have you back on the show, and we're gonna have our victory lap, and we're gonna laugh at the peasants, Terps, and Michigan, as we celebrate. But other than that, man, another fun
right.
episode. Actually went longer than I expected. We were supposed to go live at 9:00, and we got RBO going live at 9:30. I told you, I'm like, man, we ain't gonna be that long. 30 minutes cool, man. We almost at 40 minutes. So fun episode, man. I'm actually about to go get Chipotle right now because I'm hungry. I haven't eaten yet. So
I'm about to eat myself.
So shout out to Chipotle. Hashtag sponsor me, please. But yeah, man, fun episode. I will be back for the Big 12. No day, but it will be before Sunday. Then the SEC will be Sunday at 8:00. SEC will feature Ace. Ace will be back for the SEC. It may or may not feature Joe. Joe has not sent word yet. I'll probably find out around Saturday or so. But, y'all stay tuned. Appreciate all who watch. Y'all please tune in for RBO. Should be an interesting topic. Again, I believe he's comparing the 2024 Olympic basketball team to the 08 and the 04 team. Again, if you're in the comments, nope. I thought this was him. I got to read this. Tom will say week 2, R2L Chipotle Bowl. Facts. Facts. We have a Chipotle bet on that game. So facts. But yeah, man, please tune into that. That's all we have for y'all today. As I lost where I was at. Hold on. That's all we have for y'all today. And then until next time, I'm gone. Peace.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all at the next episode.